So yeah, moving forward, Shreya, if we could just talk about the entry requirements for Toronto Met for both the British and the Bengali curriculum.
Yes.
And what are the bits and pieces the students should focus on, as we were discussing previously about the math?
So the first thing, let's talk about the HSC curriculum. Fortunately, unfortunately, math is required for all students doing commerce for being eligible to apply to any business programs, and this is not specific to Toronto Met. It is pan-Canada. Almost 90% universities will require you to have math at HSC. But there is a solution to it. If you have realized early on that you're going to go to Canada, please reach out to your counselors and ask them about the virtual high school. It is an online math class that you need to take through a Canadian curriculum. And the moment you take that, you're eligible to apply. We consider that math, and it is the same course for all universities in Canada. So it's not like you're taking it for one university and you're having to take different ones. That one class will suffice for all of us. So I think that is one thing which is important. And another thing, so that is the only thing. Otherwise, if you're a science student, fair game, you can apply to any program that you want to apply. Percentage-wise, when we look at it, your predicted that we want them to be is upwards of 75 at least in order to be eligible to make an application. And individual subjects also. So let's say you're applying for an engineering program. So your physics, chemistry, math and English, you cannot be less than 65 in each of the sciences. So your subject prerequisites also matter. And coming to the British curriculum, we require you to have 2 A-level subjects. We do not need more than 2 A-levels. So we need 5 O-levels, 3 AS and then 2 A-levels. Let's say you're applying to engineering, then physics and math need to be at the A-levels. We will take chemistry from O and English from O-levels. If you're taking business management, we would prefer you have math at A-level, but if not, you have gotten a good grade at O-levels in math, which is A and above. We will consider O-level math and English for your business programs as well. And grades are a combination that we look at. Lower than that would not be something that we would be accepting.
Also, I would like to highlight the point that a lot of students have this idea, which is very wrong, that they have to complete their high school, whether it be HSC for Bengali curriculum or A-levels for British curriculum, and then they can start the application. So, see, the thing is, university year 1 can be regarded as level 13 of your education, year 13, right? So, when we were at school, after class 7, we did not have a year gap, right? There was summer break and then we got into class 8, right? Since we are going to an international university or aspiring to study in Canada, let's say, universities in Canada have this option that you can apply with your predicted grades. So let's say if you have just received your AS results, you can just apply with your O-levels AS and your A2 predicted, correct? And then get a conditional offer letter from the university and then process the visa application accordingly, right? Once you get your result for A2 next year, before the start of your university, you can just send the results to the university, and if you meet the requirements, they will send you the unconditional offer letter, and then you can just join the class a little bit.
Yes. And also the reason it's important is all universities' application process is starting a year in advance, right? Because let's say you're going for next September or you're looking at any September intake. You would apply this year in October. Once you make an application, it takes the university 4 to 6 weeks to give you an offer letter. Once you receive the offer letter, after that, we will then be going ahead and giving you your housing applications and things like that. And once you meet all your conditions, you will then apply for your visa. Like once you receive your offer letter, you start applying for your visa. The visa also, you need to allow yourself at least 2 months bare minimum for your visa to get processed. So if the reason you're applying also a year in advance is because there is a timeline that you need to follow for everything so that you're ready to go. Otherwise, you will have a gap, which then we will need a gap justification for that why you took a gap year. So there is always like a pro and con to like everything that you'll end up doing.
Definitely. Yeah, so that's the thing. And also for HSC students, just like A-level students, you can also take a predicted grade from your college and apply accordingly. Because a lot of times students think that it's similar to applying to an international university, like applying to a local university. It's not like that, right? our local university, you have access to the local universities every single year. So you can, the admission test date and everything. But applying abroad takes time because there is the whole application process that Shreya just mentioned. And then there is this visa application, that the documents that you have to prepare, you leave time and everything. And then you have to allow the embassy, a certain amount of time for them to give you a visa decision, and then you can fly. Yes. So getting ready early, applying early is the way to a smoother journey towards your universe. Right, okay, so requirements we discussed, but I know there's a certain English proficiency requirement as well.
Yes.
So yeah, could you please just...
So again, it is a country-specific requirement. All of us will require you to have done an English proficiency exam, which would be either the IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, Duolingo. Is that IELTS is preferred. So there is no point taking 2 exams. You'd rather just take the one and take it forward. The university's requirement is an overall 6.5, which I think works for the visa as well. So you should be good to go once you take that exam. And plan that in advance. And another very important thing about the IELTS is that you don't need to have your IELTS results to apply to the university. We will take your application with your O levels, AS level and A2 predicted, or with your grade 10, 11 and 12th predicted, depending on the board. And we will give you a conditional offer letter. So because with your conditional offer letter, at least they can start their visa process. Yeah. And then once you get your IELTS, you get submitted to us at that point in time. So you have like a buffer of, kind of 2 months or 3 months to kind of finish your IELTS and then share it.
Yeah.
But at least you'll have an offer letter, so you know if you've received admission, and then you can kind of take it.
Yeah, because that's what we also tell our students, those who come from counseling or, those who are doing classes with us, that you do not really have to wait for the results in order to start the application process. Apply. Yeah, once you apply and you get the conditional offer letter, you feel motivated to move forward. So it works both ways. It's a win-win situation. Absolutely. Okay, so is there any... for O-level students specifically, they have like very good graded English language in O-levels. Is there any waiver that they get for the IELTS?
So all students that are doing British curriculum and who have an B or higher, the chances of you getting a waiver for the IELTS is there. But honestly, it does not matter because you will still have to take it for the visa. So I don't think it matters. Like, just go with the assumption that you have to do it. There is no questions asked unless the visa, till the visa doesn't remove the requirement of it. I don't think there is an option.
Yeah, okay. So about that, and we know that Toronto Met has a couple of intakes. The recent one that just concluded was the fall of 2023 session, but we have upcoming intakes for winter 24 and so on and so forth. Yeah, could you please just...
So we have 2 intakes per year.
Yeah.
One, the main intake, or the not main, I would say like the bigger intake is the fall intake, because the reason when we discussed the whole 1 year long application process, and that's where the bigger chunk of students go, because you've completed your grade 12 and then you're smoothly transitioning into university. So the fall intakes are the bigger ones. So fall 23, which usually starts in September every year. So fall September to December is the first term. And the second intake we have is the winter intake, which starts in January every year, which is from Jan to April. So you can apply for either or. Those are the 2 intakes. We do not have any summer or to just sit at home and take a gap and then kind of start for the fall next year.
Yeah. Right, I think that's about it. We've discussed almost all the things regarding the university. I would like to finish with one thing, that start early. It's very important to start early, because you have to know your options and be good in the right state of mind to know that where you are going to land at the end of the year when the universities begin. And as far as we are concerned, I is the authorized agent for Toronto Metropolitan University, and our process is very simple. We do not charge anything to our clients. There is no service charge for all of our services. We provide A to Z services, starting from counseling about the university, doing the applications, getting the offer letters, processing your visa, getting your visa decision, and then pre-visa, pre-arrival support and everything. So yeah, you can come to any of our 4 branches in Dhaka, in Dhanmundi, Banani, Uttora and Siddheshwari, and perhaps if you're lucky, you can meet Ms. Shreya as well in one of our offices sometime soon. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you
so much for having
pick this session. I hope this will be very helpful for the future students to come.
Thank you so much. I hope to see you soon.